Usually when the people call it in, they'll say he's either high on this kush or he's kushed out, or the guy will either be acting crazy. I've received a few calls where they were foaming at the mouth. We've had some crazy calls where people were running down the street and they'll say he's just out of control, or there's some that have said that they're just throwing furniture everywhere. You know, he's high on whatever that drug is called. I mean, that's the common terms.
So the street name is Kush here in Houston, but realize Kush is not a universal nickname for synthetic cannabinoids. In fact, Kush typically refers to a specific strain of marijuana.
The problem with Kush is the term Kush is not really Kush. What it is a synthetic marijuana, looks more like potpourri, and people add additional chemical to it.
I tend to call it Kush, K2, stuff like that, fake bait.
There's a strain of real marijuana called California Kush. So the synthetic marijuana was created originally to simulate that. So that was just a brand name. So even though it's carried a whole bunch of names, like the one that everybody's smoking right now is the Climax 15X. But it's just, it became, the lingo was Kush and it stuck. So that's why it's Kush, even though that's not even necessarily the brand anymore.
Child. And they say that they just keep changing it up and adding more chemicals to it and making it more stronger and more stronger. It's crazy. Let's move it forward a little bit. This is crazy.
Early 2000s, they were found to be potential drugs of abuse.
Synthetic cannabinoids are nothing more than man-made chemicals that are designed to mimic the chemical that we find in marijuana, THC, which gives it the hallucinogenic effect.
With synthetic cannabinoids, there's no telling what chemicals are sprayed on it, you know, to help with the hallucinogens. So, you know, you could be smoking, you know, roach spray or, you know, anything that's added to it.
It's not only the drug, the synthetic cannabinoids sprayed on potpourri are one.
And they package it like it's potpourri and they tell you not to smoke it. And it comes in all these colorful packages and stuff that's more geared to young people and kids. But, you know, people are using it to smoke it.
But the way it's manufactured, they take a tarp, they put potpourri in a tarp and they spray with a garden sprayer. So there's no quality control in the making of it. This batch may be 10 times more powerful than this batch.
They dump it in a trash can, so they leave compounds in the trash can.
This shit is horrific.
And we see them take 4 or 5 gallons of the compound mix and they may pour it into that trash can. They're mixing it up, just mixing it all together. Now, what happens is, though, a lot of that liquid compound settles to the bottom of the trash can, for example. And in that process, that leaf compound is also there. Well, you're going to have a lot more of the compound at the bottom of that trash can that settles to that leaf compound, mixing together, creating hot spots in that product. So once the trash can it's been mixed up thoroughly, or in their estimation it's mixed up thoroughly, they will pour this compound leaf material out, spread it out, let it dry, then they sweep it up. It's then packaged. And those where we see the Kush packages or Mr. Happy and so forth out there. Then once it's packaged up inside the warehouse, they're bound up, as you'll see in the video of them working on bounding the packages up for distribution out. And that can be distribution to smoke shops around the Houston area, Dallas, the East Coast. There's no telling where they're going to be sending it to, wherever they have.
What'd he say? Ain't no telling where they gonna send to. And you can't convince me that some of this weed that's out here in these bodegas and that people are selling, you know, all over the place are not sprayed with some shit, because some of these weeds are so fucking strong. You smoke them, your heart start beating and shit, or you smoke them and, you know, you be tired you can't even move. I mean, these weeds are not the same as they were before. And I know they're treated with something. You can't tell me. I'm scared to death of this weed. You ain't got to worry about me. Listen to this guy that was selling it.
One of the things I tell young men, well, and young women as well.
Hold on.
But the young men really need to hear this more, I think.
Sorry, y'all.
Once you take that first hit and you realize what it does to you, like physically and mentally, it's a completely different ball game. Like,
Just the smell of opening up a fresh bag was like an aphrodisiac.
When I came home from juvenile, some friends, those negative friends came back, and I thought I was stronger than it, but I fell into temptation, and I smoked in my backyard. I smoked that kush, and this time I only hit it. I hit it about the same like 3-4 times, and then like 10-15 minutes goes by, and I'm like, nah, I'm really messed up on this. And they said, nah, you'll be good. Next thing I know, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the hospital again.
I used to smoke marijuana.
And see what's so fierce about the shit they be putting on this stuff is that the people say give them a fucked up high, but they can't even start smoking it. Now that's really a fucked up drug if you have a bad reaction to it and you still go back and smoke it.
Very comparable high, except has more of a morphine effect. The morphine effect is where it gets you addicted. I mean, I started out like any drug, just doing it once a week. Then it became twice a week.
Weed was never addictive like that. It never was addictive like that. Like, that shit is crazy. I'm telling you, this weed out here is treated with something. You cannot tell me it's not. This weed is so strong today. It's not the same. This K2 or whatever, this potpourri shit, that's one thing. But you can't convince me that some of this other weed is not treated. The buds.
Then it became almost every night smoking a little bit. Then it became waking up with it, doing it all day long.
I've noticed that they reformulate. Like the chemical that's in it, they'll find that illegal. They just reformulate and put it out again. And then what happens is it actually comes out stronger. So like the original Kush that I started smoking like 3 years ago, I don't even feel that now. And that's lighter than nicotine. I don't even feel it now. So
do you understand what she's saying? That they keep changing the formulas. You buy a certain brand and they get caught with it or whatever, and they make another one and it's stronger than the last, and they just get more addicted and just a heavier high that they're supporting.
Whatever's in the chemical that causes you to get high, you definitely have the same element of drugs because you have to use more and more of it to get the same effect.